That time I got reincarnated as a true dragon by NautyManu. Chapter 39 The Demonic Eyes. Nay. Do you want to die? As she said that, her eyes began change as blood-red rune began to appear in them. The students watching showdown with interest started to panic. Oi, this is bad. That guy made Sasha-sama mad to the point where she activated her eyes. What do you mean? You don't know. The demon eyes of Sasha-sama are special. It is called the demon eyes of ruin. If she invokes them, then everything in her field of vision will turn to ruin as she wills it. Even you will disintegrate without any resistance. That's why Sasha-sama is called the Witch of Ruin, exclaimed a student who for some reason was very knowledgeable. Oh, do you think you intimidate me? Let me show you how true intimidation is worked, said Anos as he also activated his demon eyes of ruin to negate the effects of hers. Impossible. How did you have? Exclaimed Sasha as she looked in shock at his eyes. Huh, did really think only you have these eyes? Now let me teach you one or two about these eyes. Saying so, Anos increased the magic power output, and then an oppressive aura appeared and it directly targeted the mind of Sasha. As she was caught off guard, her mind was injured. Rimuru, seeing this, just wanted to stop time and beat Anos up till he realized this is not where people would always be in guard for attacks, whether it was psychical or spiritual. Sighing, Rimuru decided to heal this girl. So she took action. Enough, she said softly, but to the others it was a command they must obey. When they all turned to her, they were, especially Anos, was surprised to see that Rimuru's eyes also has a rune in them. But unlike Sasha or Anos, hers is dark purple like the void. A student shakily said, "Those are the legendary magic eyes of tyranny, the eyes that are said to be the same eyes as the advisor. In legends, the advisor used these eyes to order the unruly demons. With its power to make others obey his or her will, the advisor created the best disciplined army that ever known," he explained with a lot more unnecessary details. Well, to Rimuru these eyes are just for show, as she could make any being obey her orders with her charisma and aura alone. So why did she do this? Well, it's mainly to look cool. Stop this fighting or I will join you. Although her words seemed to confuse the others, Sasha and Anos has pale completions when hearing this. Both of them could be having fear in their eyes. What everyone didn't notice was when Rimuru spoke, her eyes activated and pulled both Anos and Sasha to different mindscapes. In those mindscapes both of them went through hell. Anos went through a trash courses of training where he had to survive the onslaught of many demons while having his magic sealed. Well, let's just say he almost broke through to the Grandmaster stage in swordsmanship. As for Sasha, she went the life as a magic doll that would just only obey orders whether it like it or not. And she might have gotten more emotional and spilled some secrets which Rimuru find it reasonable to believe. Well, it was just a little punishment for Sasha for hurting Misha's feelings and a punishment for Anos for the stupid things he did. Well, she did erase Sasha's memories since that would be too cruel to her, but deep down her subconscious knew it was real, so that's why she was scared. Well, Rimuru just wanted opportunity to heal the injury Anos inflicted on her, and to properly to destroy that fate, which was unnecessary as it looked like it was almost broken on its own due to the uniqueness of her source and her strong will to change fate. If they war on Earth, Rimuru would say that Sasha is someone who is a hero in making since she stood against her fate and tried to defy it. Well, Rimuru is sure she could enjoy a good show when Anos interferes as he always do. No, I will retreat for now. Saying so, Sasha was about to leave when someone interrupted her. Wait, Sasha, since you have pretty good magic power, why don't you join my group? Asked Anos. Sasha looked at him with a speechless expression. What are you saying? Do you even realize what you are asking? What? I'm just inviting you to join my group. What's so hard to understand about that? Asked Anos. I'm not on about that. I'm a group leader, rebuked Sasha. Quit then. Ha! Sasha was speechless again. Does he even know what he is telling, she wondered. But the next moment she shook her head and angrily said, "Stop saying such foolish things. I have no reason to quit being a group leader. Well, if you join my group you can patch up your relationship with Misha. Doesn't that sound a good reason for you?" said Anos like he was talking to a child. Her body started to shake and her eyes activated on its own. "I have never thought of that doll as my younger sister," she spat angrily while leaving for her seat. Rimuru sighed and thought, what a tsunere. "I'm sorry," Misha murmured after Sasha left. You do not need to apologize. It was her that picked a fight with me, so you don't need to apologize. ****** Misha shakes her head. Sasha is a good person. Are you defending her because she's your older sister, or do you really think that? It's hard to judge due to Misha's deadpan expression, thought Anos. It's my fault, she said. Even after being called a trash doll, Misha doesn't seem to hate her sister. It seems Misha really understands Sasha more than the person herself realizes, thought Rimuru with a smile on her face. She was about to console Misha. Though I'm curious, what did she mean by saying you are a doll? Asked Anos as he suddenly felt it. Crash! He was punched in the face, making him crash into the wall behind him. As for the attacker, Anos, I think it is time for me to educate you a little about manners, Rimuru said with dark and sweet smile on her face. Shit, she is pissed, cursed Anos as he prayed for his safety. Chapter 40 The Bet. After a round of punishment later. Now that all the groups have been decided, I'll continue with my explanation, so everyone please return to your seats. Amelia said, ignoring the terrified looks of the students who were trying hard to distance themselves from a certain blue silvery-haired girl. From this point on I will be teaching you all magic, and we will be starting with Gize. This magic is especially suited for warfare, so in 1 week there will be a test. All groups will fight each other, so please study hard for it. Amelia begins her explaining and the class resumed as usual. At the end of their first day, Sasha came near Anos again and demanded, "Let's fight. With me? What type of game is it?" asked Anos while raising his eyebrow. "Didn't Amelia Sensei said that in 1 week we will be tested by fighting each other? How about betting on that? The loser has to do what the winner asks." "I see, it certainly is amusing," said Rimuru after figuring out why Sasha to challenge Anos. "Oh, what are the states we are betting on?" asked Anos with his fighting spirit ignited. He would never say no to a challenge. "Anos, don't try to accept the deal just yet," he heard Rimuru's telepathic voice. "Why the delay? You know, in Mythical Era I was hardly challenged because of reputation, so please just let me have my fun here," he asked. "Sigh, I wonder where I went wrong raising you. Look here, you battle junkie, Sasha here is not an enemy, she just puts a face to act a little colder to Misha. Although I don't know why she is doing this, I may able to make some guesses if I observe her a little more. So don't try anything too abnormal and go with the flow," replied Rimuru. "Very well, I shall play with her then," said Anos. "The bets are simple. If you win I will join your team as a team member without any more complaints," Sasha said. "And if you win?" asked Rimuru, who was curious about her request. "If I win I want both of your absolute obedience," Sasha said with a smug tone. "Oh, why the sudden interest, poor old me?" asked Rimuru. "Hey, simple. I will take everything that belongs to this doll, and it's a waste of wonderful resources to be left alone," said Sasha while making a villainous laugh. But despite that, Rimuru looked at her with a weird gaze. Why is she betting on unknown variable? Yes, Sasha's goal was to make them help her in her master plan as a servant or as a companion. "Okay, when will the match start?" said Rimuru while signaling Anos to let her handle this. "Oh, you agreed very easily. Is that really all right? You aren't going to have cold feet later, right?" asked Sasha while hiding her distress. As if they don't agree to the match, all her schemes are done for. "Haha, don't worry, we won't back down now, but do try to give us a good fight if you are that worried," said Rimuru. We will see if you can say those big words after the match." Saying so, Sasha left. "So she can tell that we are stronger than her. Excellent detection skill for someone in this era. Well, I think having a part of a god's soul may play a part in this," thought Rimuru while smiling. "Did you really have to rile her up that much?" asked Anos. "Of course, it's payback for insulting Misha," said Rimuru as she hugs Misha like doll. Sigh. "Hey Misha, you should try to make up with her after she joins us, or I pray that she would be devastated by the pranks Rimuru will pull," said Anos to Misha. Misha widened her eyes at the first half but tilted her head when she heard the latter. "Why? Well, you see, Rimuru here can make some emotionally painful pranks. I remember that she even made Army General call a retreat just because she kept pranking them non-stop for a whole week," said Anos as he was reminiscing of those days. Rimuru at least had the decency to look away. "Anyway, let's do our best to beat Sasha so she doesn't get to witness that," said Anos while giving his best smile that doesn't make him look like a villain. I'll do my best, said Misha motivated. Rimuru at the side didn't know whether to laugh or cry at this moment. But as a million-year-old person she ignored their conversation for the greater good. 1 week later, the first 2 groups will be Sasha and Arno's. Your results will affect your grades, so don't hold back. Do your best. Saying so, Amelia exited the demonic forest with the rest of the students. HMMP, you better remember your promise, right? Said Sasha with demonic eyes of ruin active. Yeah, if you are so worried about us breaking the promise, let's just sign a sect. Saying so, Anos made a sect magic circle appear near them. Do you think I'm stupid? You could manipulate the contract how you like it, said Sasha while giving Anos a cold glare. Oh, she used her eyes to peer into my source and deduced my capabilities. Rimuru was right about her having a great talent. Thought while smiling internally at her. So what do you propose? Asked Rimuru while trying to find what Sasha is scheming. Asterisk points to Misha asterisk make that to the sect, she said, still with her demonic eyes active. Even though she was being looked at by the demon eyes of ruin, Misha wasn't bothered and stared back at her older sister. Okay with me. It doesn't matter who does it. Misha then holds up her palm and invokes the magic formation for sect. The conditions were written in magic and Sasha signed it. I will make you regret showing your arrogant attitude towards me. Saying so, Sasha led her team towards their base to prepare.